There is a place on Earth more alien than any planet we've ever explored, and one nation is racing to claim it forever. While the world looks to space, China is winning a secret war 11,000 meters below the surface. This is the Mariana Trench, where sunlight vanishes and pressure can crush steel like paper. What China is finding in these depths could rewrite global power and destroy ecosystems we've never even seen. The ocean floor holds the internet's beating heart, and China just built the scissors to cut it. To understand this race, we must journey where only 23 people have ever stood. The surface world, we know, is just a thin skin over an unimaginable darkness. At 200 meters down, we enter the twilight zone where normal life ends and nightmares begin. Here lives the oarfish, a sea serpent longer than a bus, and the sea angel, a ghost with wings. Deeper still, at 1,000 meters, total darkness reigns and pressure becomes a killing force. The Magnapinna squid drifts like a puppet from hell, its arms trailing like ghostly fingers. This pressure would crush a human instantly, turning bones to dust. Even the blobfish, misunderstood and mocked, is perfectly adapted to this brutal world. At 4,000 meters, we reach the abyss, cold, dark, and seemingly empty. But this apparent wasteland holds a secret treasure: marine snow, the rain of death that feeds the deep. This carbon-rich mud traps Earth's history and could hold keys to our climate future. Then, a miracle in the darkness. A whale fall creates an oasis of life in the desert. This single body can feed entire ecosystems for decades in a world where food is scarce. Below 6,000 meters lies the Hadal Zone, the underworld itself. Here, even most submarines fear to go, crushed like tin cans by the overwhelming force. At 11,000 meters, we reach Challenger Deep, the bottom of the world. The pressure here is unimaginable, like 90 elephants on every fingertip from all directions. Yet life persists. Xenophyophores, single-celled giants, roam like living boulders. For 50 years, these visits were rare and expensive, until China changed the game. In 2020, China's Fendouzha didn't just visit the bottom, it moved in. Then came the robots, shoebox-sized machines that made exploration cheap and repeatable. China wasn't just exploring, they were building an army for the deep. What are they searching for? The answers lie in strange deep-sea phenomena. These chemical-fed ecosystems are testing grounds for alien worlds and new energy sources. Then there's fire ice, methane hydrate that burns while trapped in ice. This could be the fuel of the future or a climate catastrophe waiting to happen. But the real prize lies in these lumpy rocks, polymetallic nodules. Packed with cobalt, nickel, and rare earth metals, they're essential for our tech future. China is perfecting the mining technology to harvest them at an industrial scale. But each pass creates sediment plumes that could smother entire ecosystems for centuries. Scientists warn we might destroy species we haven't discovered yet in our rush to mine. While environmental concerns mount, China is building permanent underwater bases. These underwater stations give China what others lack: time and presence in the deep. But the most alarming development isn't about science or resources, it's about power. 99% of international data flows through these vulnerable cables on the seafloor. China has now developed underwater robots that can cut these cables under the guise of repair. In a conflict, these tools could disconnect nations without firing a single shot. Meanwhile, America is retreating from ocean research, gutting its capabilities. Top marine scientists are leaving the field as funding vanishes and opportunities dry up. China is not just funding science, they're building a deep-sea industrial complex. They're attracting global talent with resources Western nations can no longer match. The strategy is clear. Turn rare missions into routine operations, then industrial scale. Each dive builds experience and data that compounds into an unstoppable advantage. The nodules, the energy sources, the strategic positions, China is mapping them all. They're not just exploring the deep, they're learning to control access to it. The deep sea is becoming the new South China Sea, a region where might makes right. International regulations are weak and enforcement nearly impossible at these depths. China is creating facts on the seafloor that treaties will struggle to undo. The environmental cost could be catastrophic. Ecosystems destroyed before we understand them. These fragile communities survive on geological time. They cannot recover from industrial assault. Yet, the economic temptation is overwhelming. Trillions in minerals lying there for the taking. China understands that whoever controls the deep controls the next century's economy. They're building the capability to mine the deep, while others are still debating if we should. This isn't just about wealth, it's about leverage in every future technological race. The parallel with space is clear, but the stakes are more immediate and more personal. We've seen this pattern before, a commons exploited by whoever gets there first. The International Space Station showed we can cooperate in harsh environments. Can we do the same in the deep? Once these ecosystems are gone, they're gone forever. And with them, potential medical discoveries, biological insights, and ecological wisdom. The race for the deep is on, and today's choices will shape whether Earth's final frontier is a shared lab or a conquered land.